Good morning, my dear students. Hope you are doing well. And let us continue our voyage into the fascinating science, molecular biology and genetics. As is your understanding in this particular subject in today, medicine, so is your excellence in super specialty medicines like oncology, like nephrology, like endocrinology. If you want to be good in it, you need to be thorough in this particular science. And today, the whole medicine is revolutionized because of the inventions in this field of science, molecular biology, and its application into our health sciences. Well, we are well aware the cell is the unit for all living beings. In the cell, you have a nucleus. That nucleus controls the bandmaster of all the activities that goes on into the cell. And what exactly the nucleus is, for all these days, over 20 centuries, is not known, and only from 1950s, it is clearly known chemically what this material is. And we learned that it is the genetic material is life. It is in the double helical right-handed, a helical polynucleotide, a huge mass molecule. That is, we have a basic concept on it. And we call it as DNA, deoxyribonucleic acids. So this is a huge polynucleotide, a polymer long chain of millions of bases, one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to millions. And this sequence is unique for species to species, and that is what it is, the DNA is. And we learned sufficiently about what DNA is, how it is, and the people who has really had the contribution about this particular science, Watson and Crick, along with the Franklin Wilkins, and the fundamentals are given by the Edwin Chargaff. And after knowing about it, that it is mainly containing only 4 main key molecules: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. Adenine and guanine are called as purines, thymine and cytosine are called as pyrimidines. So purines and pyrimidines, two pyrimidines are mainly comprising, along with a sugar name is deoxyribose, and then a simple phosphodiester bridge, and then one by one various nucleotides, millions of nucleotides are being connected one by one by phosphodiester bridges and producing a long chain. 2 such long chains parallelly they run, and again in between they have hydrogen bonds, in between guanine and cytosine 3, and in between adenine and thymine 2, and finally that is how continuously they connected by each other on the opposite 2 strands, and they have a secondary twist right-handed helix. And this particular whole large molecule is further condensed and producing chromosomes, and finally producing your nucleus. And this is happened to be our genetic material. This is our genetic material that is completely known. And this particular genetic material, to produce another cell, it gets replicated. That is what is called replication. Replication is true, ideal, without any change. One complete DNA molecule is producing another molecule, daughter molecule, and giving rise to another cell. And the second one is going, the nucleus is going into the second cell, and that cell division needs the replication of existing parent DNA. That is the genetic material. And there shouldn't be any small, not a, out of the billion of nucleotide chain, not a single mistake should happen. If such mistakes happen, there is destined to be a grave mistake, death, minor mistake, a disease, and a very minor mistake, it may be goes without notice. So such things does happen, and hence it gives us a lot of understanding on disease and then treatment also. In this connection, we have heard what are all the various enzymes and then how the mechanism goes on in the previous classes. And now, then later on, how one cell gets duplicated. There has been division occurs by mitosis, and what are the things that are going on in detail. We have discussed also the previous classes. So we know the DNA can ideally with high fidelity, that's what is the word used, without having any mistakes, and totally the true copy of the DNA of millions of polymer is producing another DNA molecule replication, and after replicating, the cytosol also gets multiplied, and then after generation of two DNA molecules, then the content of the cytosol also increased, and then cyclical events of cell division occurs, and this is what is being discussed under the heading of cell cycle. So we know the organization of DNA. One question. We know the replication of DNA, that is semi-conservative methodology. That is another question, university question. And cell cycle, a short question. And now the next topic is there is a DNA repair mechanisms, and if it goes abnormal, then there are going to be certain diseases that also we have discussed, and mutations we have discussed, that is changes, abnormalities that are occurring while the replication is occurring. And after that, the next is the diseases occurring with the associated with this repair mechanisms damage. And up to this level, we have discussed in the previous class. Now we also have had an idea about telomere and telomerases. Telomere is when a replication is going on, the last piece, the last extreme end piece of that DNA molecule on lagging strand, where Okazaki pieces are being synthesized. A small portion is always cannot be replicated, cannot be synthesized. That means when compared to the parent strand, the daughter strand is going to be short of about 300 bases about length is a shortage, and this shortage is formed is telomere. The end point is a telomere. For that, there is another enzyme called as a telomerase enzyme, which can fill up this particular gap. And if this mechanism is altered, there is going to be cancerous cells. So this is about telomere and telomerase. And telomere and telomerase mechanism also dictates the longevity of the cell. Whether the cell can die its natural course. This is also called as apoptosis. The mechanism of apoptosis is based on telomerase concept, right? So this is about, and inhibitors of replication. These are used in our antibacterial property, ciprofloxacin. The urologist, nephrologist uses this particular ciprofloxacin and hyaluronic acid. It is a main antibiotic. E. coli, especially a disease, a particular bacteria which is susceptible to these ciprofloxacin and hyaluronic acids, and these are mainly because of they are the inhibitors of DNA linkage. So now we'll go into the next chapter in the molecular biology. Transcription is transcription. Another question is, what is transcription? We know the DNA molecule is our genetic material. There are two strands in it. In this strand, when you are going somewhere, there will be a gene present on either on this strand or on this strand somewhere. A particular character gene situates somewhere inside that molecule. So now let us imagine a gene is here. Then how this gene is able to produce its effect. A gene which is a polynucleotide strand. This is in the nucleus. This will ultimately transfers its information onto another polynucleotide whose name is mRNA. RNA is ribonucleic acid, another of its sister kind. And the whole information present in this gene is truly transcripted into another newly arising strand. That means this information is transferred onto this. What is this transcription? Let us see. There is a concept called as central dogma. This will be obeyed by the universal species, all the living beings. Who said? Francis Crick said. Who is our Francis Crick? Francis Crick is the DNA inventor, Watson and Crick. And he has completely discovered how exactly the DNA molecule is able to producing an effect. Always an effect, say a long hair, is because of a few proteins which are being uniquely present in that particular individuals. So that means a protein need to be there. And how a protein is able to be produced? It is produced in the ribosomes. And in the ribosomes, with the help of a polynucleotide strand whose name is RNA. And this RNA is coming from where? A gene which is being present in our genetic material. Dear students, there is a problem in connection. Well, this we are trying to understand central dogma of molecular biology, which is being framed by the great scientist Watson Crick mainly, James Crick. Then a DNA molecule which is having a gene on one of its polynucleotide strand truly obeys the base pairing rule and producing another molecule, again a polynucleotide molecule, and exactly the base pairing rule is being followed, and then produces here a long polynucleotide strand. And here this strand, unlike your replication, is not exactly the same. What is the main difference is, otherwise truly same, but except the two differences are, one is the thymine nucleotide here and there present is always, instead of thymine, here it comes uracil. Whereas the sugar that is being present here is deoxyribose, whereas in the RNA it is the ribose. This is the main difference between these two. And it can sustain a single strand. And what is the information present in the gene is being deciphered onto this polynucleotide, and that polynucleotide name is mRNA. Where does it occur? It occurs in the nucleus. When does it occur? When we read a protein. Then once this information from the gene is being put onto the mRNA, the message carried in the mRNA is finally edited, and then this goes out of the nucleus and goes into the seat of protein synthesis, ribosomes. Seat of energy liberation is mitochondria. Seat of protein synthesis is ribosomes. The seat of protein assortments, packages is Golgi apparatus. Don't forget. So now the protein synthesis occurs in the ribosomes. Ribosomes are the houses where the mRNA goes housed into the ribosome, and there is a mechanism of protein synthesizing system that we are going to discuss now. So for the sake of protein synthesis, what is the first step is needed is the synthesis of mRNA. The gene information need to be transferred from the nucleus into the cytosol to the ribosomes via a dictation, and that dictation is RNA dictation, and hence this is the message that is being there. There is a message. This is called as messenger RNA, mRNA. So our definition of transcription is synthesis of mRNA from the gene, that is the DNA, with the help of an enzyme RNA polymerase, or otherwise simply synthesis of mRNA with the dictation, with the direction of DNA is called as the transcription. So now let us see how does this happens. DNA again, our parent molecule, and we know that one DNA is producing another, a daughter DNA, that we call it as replication. This is another side, and now this central dogma is from here we synthesize only for one strand, the complementary strand, which is mainly RNA strand, and that is the complementary to the gene, that is the template strand. The one mainly the gene strand is called as a template, and basing on the template, a coding will occur, and then the mRNA will be coded, and then strand will be synthesized. So this is transcription. And once this mRNA, this process, the whole process discussing is called as transcription. So what is transcription? From here to here, that is from DNA to mRNA synthesis is transcription. And then this mRNA released from or after completion of its changes or shapes or chemical alterations, everything is over, and then totally edited one is released into the through the nuclear pores into the cytoplasm. It travels towards the ribosome, and there it produces protein, and hence from mRNA in the ribosomes producing a protein is called as translation. So now we have replication, production of another daughter DNA from the parent DNA. Both these strands and complete conformation will be totally replicated. A to Z of total DNA molecule is replicated. That is replication. And this is useful for the cell division. And the second one is the transcription. Transcription is only one strand, and that to a particular piece, which is called a gene area of a particular protein, which is needed for that cell, which is needed according to the environmental problems, changes, needs of the cell. That gene gets activated, and then it gives all the information which is being present in it is being transcribed onto an mRNA. This is what is called as transcription. Synthesis of mRNA with the direction of DNA is transcription. This mRNA is released into the cytosol, going into the ribosomes, and with the help of their sister molecules, components of translation, producing a protein entirely, totally, is from mRNA producing, synthesizing a protein is called as translation. Replication, transcription, translation. So these are different entities which we should have clear-cut concept. Now once the protein is being produced and this is going there, and on few substrates it acts. Occasionally these proteins are mostly for the characters dictation, they are usually acts as enzymes and producing a phenotype, a large flower or a red flower or a small flower or various characters of individuals. So this is what it is, the Crick's central dogma. DNA produces or mRNA produces a protein. Always the information flows from top to bottom. Information flows from top to bottom. It cannot be going in a reverse direction. This is the universal concept. Went on, and it's true 99%. But there are few creatures which are viruses, which does create certain diseases. And one notorious example of that exclusive creatures, HIV virus, where from mRNA, DNA can be synthesized. This is what is called as reverse transcription. We shall deal with it later on. Only just to mention, have an idea about it. Now, while we are going into this understanding of these particular ideas, we should know first what are the RNAs and types of RNAs. One RNA we have already seen, that is mRNA. That is the genes exact duplicated coding polynucleotide is a mRNA. Other than that, there are many. Now, the RNA, as we said just now, mainly the main feature is the sugar is ribose only. Unlike DNA, deoxyribose, here it is ribose only. And the main bases which comprising RNA, adenine, guanine are the purines, cytosine. Instead of thymine, uracil is the pyrimidine. So these four, only four, they produces enormous information with signaling, coding, and all these things, and then they need to be understood. And it may give an mRNA, just now we have discussed. There are two other types of RNAs. Another type of RNA which is being present in the ribosomes. And this particular one is called as ribosomal RNA. It's called as ribosomal RNA. And there are some other RNAs which are also present in the cytosol. And these RNAs which are being present in the cytosols are usually in association with amino acids. They are in association with amino acids. These amino acid binding RNAs, one amino acid binding RNAs, and they have the capability to transport that amino acid towards the protein synthesizing mechanism, protein synthesizing area. That is what we just now called it as ribosome. So till the ribosome, in the cellular universe, wherever there is an amino acid, that amino acid is being picked up by this transfer RNA, and it goes into the ribosome, and it obeys the dictation of mRNA, and then later on few steps will occur, and then leaves the amino acid there for the synthesis of a protein. That means an amino acid need to be joined into another amino acid, need to be joined into another amino acid, polyamino acids. Otherwise, the polymer of amino acids is nothing but a protein. Protein is a complex, the various amino acids complex which are being connected one to another by what is called peptide bond. So proteins, amino acids are connected in between one by a peptide bond. Whereas in the nucleotides, this is a phosphodiester bond. This is the phosphodiester bond. Whereas in the carbohydrates, recall back, my dear students, in the polysaccharides or otherwise disaccharides, the connection is alpha glycosidic linkages. Alpha glycosidic linkages. So the connections between the polymers is the links are different in chemical nature. Then that you should remember. So now we all know, even in the early classes, transfer RNA, tRNA, rRNA, and mRNA. There are three types of RNAs that you very well know it. And mRNA usually is in the linear or otherwise a little bit a helical one, which is goes into the ribosomes, and then it uses as a template, or otherwise a direction will be given to how to exactly synthesize a protein. And in the ribosomal RNA, there are also RNA molecules. And these molecules have a function to align this mRNA into it. And here the tRNAs will come and bring one by one amino acids, and there is signals in this nucleotides. What it is all a surprise. And how the things have come now, and we are able to understand everything clearly, or at least something clearly, and what it is. Before that, let us see the three types of RNA molecules: ribosomal RNA, mRNA, and the transfer RNA. This transfer RNA is having a specified shape is also there. Clover leaf, the model we will do pursue here. Messenger RNA carries information from DNA in the nucleus to ribosomes in the cytoplasm. Ribosomal RNA combines with protein to form ribosomes, a complex. And then transfer RNA, which transfers amino acids into the ribosomes to help build up proteins. RNA types and functions, a little more. mRNA, translation, protein synthesis, and regulatory, the function, primary functions. rRNA, ribosomal in nature, and translation purpose and protein synthesis purpose. And tRNA, and its primary function is translation, that is the protein carrying the amino acids for the protein synthesis. And now certain new RNAs have come. Please note down, very important. All these three, mRNA, rRNA, tRNA, even you know in your intermediate courses, but these things are not known at all. There is what are called as small RNAs. These are all called as small RNAs. Their total number of nucleotides are lesser, 30 to 100, something like that, or maximum 300. It's not 300 also, even less than around 30. And then some are in nucleus, some are in the cytoplasm. Some are in nucleus, some are in cytoplasm. Those ones which are present in the nucleus are called as hnRNAs, heterogeneous nuclear small RNAs. All these ones are called as small RNAs. Out of them, different ones. One that is being present in the nucleus, hnRNA, heterogeneous nuclear RNA. This is the precursor and intermediate of mature mRNAs and other RNAs. These are smaller pieces into it of that particular mRNA. This is scRNA, small cytoplasmic RNA. And its function is signal recognition particles. It is called as SRP. And tRNA processing, it helps in the tRNA processing process. This snRNA, small nuclear, heterogeneous nuclear, this is small nuclear. This is also nuclear. Then this one function is mRNA processing, poly A addition. The mRNA will have some nucleotide additions, and this process is being done by this small snRNA. There is another RNA whose name is small nucleolar, nucleolar. In the nucleus, you know, there is another area called as nucleoli, and there it is some smaller ones are there. They are called as small nucleolar RNAs. They process rRNAs and maturation, methylation purposes. These are all recent advances. And some there are regulatory RNAs. They are called as siRNA, mi is microRNA, and these are regulation of transcription and translation, the controls over the transcription and translation. So please take note of this particular slide, which is not directly available in any one of the textbooks. So we have accumulated this. Small nuclear RNAs, their functions are diagrammatically represented. snRNAs are involved in the process of splicing, intron removal of primary transcript to form mature mRNA. The recently formed mRNA from the gene, I said, it undergoes certain changes, and those all changes are being brought about by, this so-called small nuclear RNAs which are being present there. There are called microRNAs. There are some microRNAs they do present, and these microRNAs, short non-coding RNAs present in all living organisms, have been shown to regulate the expression of at least half of all human genes. The human gene regulations are being controlled. You see, when RNA is trying to produce the protein, this process is being, the speed or the controls are being exerted by these micro-regulators or micro-RNAs. And there are what are called small interfering RNAs, cRNAs. These interfering RNAs, 20 to 25 nucleotide long, and they are all involved in the RNA interface pathway, where it interferes with the expression of a specific gene by hybridizing to its corresponding RNA. When a gene is producing the transcript, this transcript speed and others will be controlled also by these small RNAs. Now, the DNA is a double stranded while RNA is a single stranded. And for one of the gene, this RNA is exactly the base pair rule followed polynucleotide. So when this is the template, this is the coding strand, this is exactly mimics the coding strand, or otherwise exactly it is a replica of the coding strand, except that all hyphens are replaced by uracil because this is mRNA. This is the coding strand, template strand, and that is the transcript. The mRNA base sequence is complementary to that of template strand and identical to that of the coding strand. In mRNA, uracil replaces T. This is the most important essence. Note down, transcription. The mRNA base sequence is complementary to that of the template strand and identical to that of the coding strand. In mRNA, uracil replaces the thymine. So this is about the mRNA and various RNAs. Genes may be on any strand of DNA. That's why I told you again in a diagrammatic manner, in a linear diagrammatic simple way. Maybe always it is read 5 to 3, 5 dash to 3 dash, 5 dash to 3 dash. You see? So now this gene or another gene and another gene. So here is a gene, here is a gene, and the mRNA transcription is in a 3' direction of template. Yes. Roser Gartenberg, a Nobel laureate. Dear friends, Roser and his father, Arthur, both of them are Nobel laureates. Arthur, in the 1960s, he invented DNA polymerase. His father, already we have seen that diagram in the previous diagrams. Arthur Gartenberg, he is the discoverer of DNA polymerase. Roser is mainly a chemist who has invented how exactly RNA polymerase transcribes and how an mRNA initiated and then the synthesis of mRNA is possible while activating the gene at DNA level. So all these mechanisms are deciphered by the Roser, and hence this man also got Nobel in chemistry. Father got Nobel in physiology, whereas Roser got Nobel in chemistry. but both the essence is almost in a same level, same places. And it is so happened, Roser has visited the town Visakhapatnam in 2011 in invitation of North Andhra, the Amkana, something is there now, the American Association, people, doctors, they have brought him, and then he visited the medical colleges, medical college, here. And then this RNA polymerase producing, and the mechanism of producing an mRNA is having 3 important steps: initiation, elongation, termination. Initiation, elongation, and termination. How exactly these things are going on, all the details are being given by our Roser. And he got his prize in 2006. And in the transcription, the most important one, which is producing the polynucleotide synthesis, depending upon the dictation of the gene in the DNA, is RNA polymerase. DNA synthesis needs DNA polymerase. A mRNA or any other RNA needs RNA polymerase. RNA polymerases are 2 different kinds: eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Prokaryotic means in the bacteria and others where the nucleus is not there. Eukaryotes means there is a nucleus. These RNA polymerases, the characters are a little different from the pro to the eukaryotes. And RNA polymerase of right? Okay. A word about it. RNA polymerase of prokaryotes is a complex having 2 alpha zones, a beta and a beta prime, and a delta, and 5 subunits are there for prokaryotic RNA polymerase. Whereas eukaryotic RNA polymerase, there are 3 different kinds. There are 3 different kinds: RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2, RNA polymerase 3. Why there are 3? We also have 3 different kinds of RNAs. mRNA, synthesis of mRNA, mostly it is what the RNA polymerase 2. For rRNA and for tRNA, it is the 1 and 3. So there is a differentiation in the eukaryotes which are evolved to a higher level, and then hence for this purposes, even the polymerase enzyme which can produce the RNA synthesis also differentiated. So now in the initiation process, this is a template strand, that is a DNA strand, and is having a polynucleotide in it. It is from 5 to 3. In this gene, somewhere in the gene, that first we have to produce an mRNA, means an enzyme of RNA polymerase should come over there and then identify where the gene is starting, and that particular start point it should identify, and there it should recognize what is the first nucleotide there. If it is cytosine, then opposite one should be there. Cytosine means a guanine should come. And then if there is adenine, a uracil should come. And then they should be joined. And this process, one by one, it should check on the strand what is there. And exactly the complementary base should be brought there. And this one should be connected to the previous nucleotide. And then the process should go again and go check it, bring it, opposite one, and then one by one.